Begin to cry, and the music died away. The firebird began to cry, and smoke was slowly drifting by. Where do you go? Fantastic dream bird, take me away to somewhere, take me away from here. Where do you go? Fantastic dream bird, answer to my yearning, take me away from
I was really intending tonight to go to bed kind of early to get a kickstart on the weekend. But somehow, the mind is racing. The blood is still pumping a bit too fast. Reasons unknown. But I said to myself, what can I do to get myself in a more mellow mood without taking, well, you know. What can I do to physically decompress myself, mentally uncharge myself, you know? I said, I wish somebody would sing me like a lullaby, like when I was like a toddler. And then it hit me, this amazing idea. What if I did a great wall of metal? What if I could put it together in the next 40 minutes or so before midnight and do something with the most gentle ballads? You know, it's really, come on, it's every metalhead's dirty little habit. The power ballad or the old school rock ballad, right? But I've got in my head, they're swirling around already. As this idea hit me, within 30 seconds, 25 ballads came to mind. And I said to myself, why not share it? My very close friends out there in the metal community. So, hey, it's the Great Wall of Metal. It's the night of fantastically late-night ballads. And I am the heavy metal wizard, of course. Make no bones about it. We're live here in SoCal, the Gotcha Metal Studios, because the West is the best. The summer ain't no bummer. So we got to do something constructive late on a Thursday evening as we start off with a band. Well, they have scores of great ballads now, don't they, right? That one, of course, goes way back to 1976. It's the Scorpions, of course, Klaus Meine, Rudy Schenker, Uli Roth, Francis Buchholz, sorry, and, of course, Herman the German on the drums. And that album was something very special for me, because when I went back and checked out the Scorpions' discography, you know, after No One Like You came out in the early 80s, Virgin Killer was the first album I bought, and it was really special for me. And that track, of course, Yellow Raven, is off of the Virgin Killer album. I think you could make probably a double album, if not a box set, out of all the Scorpions' great power ballads, or old school metal ballads, as they were called before 1984, right? Because whether it's Uli Roth or Matthias Jabs or Michael Schenker on Love Drive, they've written so many iconic ballads, you could probably fit a box set full of them. And the reason the Scorpions are so great, because the ballads don't have any cheesy flair and they don't have any sellout flavor. They just feel real. They feel honest. And that's why we start with the Mighty Scorpions tonight, Yellow Raven. Here on the Great Wall of Metal, you see the Scorpions in the upper right-hand corner. You see our lighters going. I think we got 7 of them. I'll dedicate each one of those lighters to my 7 favorite people out there who always check in when the either the Metal Motel or the Great Wall of Metal streams out there, right? I was going to say on the air, but you know what I mean, streaming. Let's go back to where metal ballads were really famous on the Sunset Strip. We're going to hit one now that goes back into about 1988. And this is the debut album from LA Guns, an album that's known for Sex Action, Electric Gypsy, One More Reason. But this track, which was never released as a single, one of the great ballads of all time, One Way Ticket, on the Great Wall of Metal. Great Wall of Metal.
Blood and tears, blood and tears. Since you've been gone, I hear you been crying. Blood and tears. All alone in your misery, so alone. Could you have been the sea? Since I've been gone, I hear you been crying. You cried a thousand tears, darling, don't despair. I know your heart's a bleed, darling, don't you care? With love in yourself. All alone in your misery, so all alone you are lost endlessly. Since you've been gone, I hear you been crying. You cried a thousand tears, darling, don't despair. I know your heart's a bleed, darling, don't you care? You cried a thousand tears, darling, don't despair. I know your heart's a bleed, darling, don't you care? With love in your cried a thousand tears, darling, don't despair. I know your heart's to bleed, darling, don't you care? You cried a thousand tears, darling, don't despair. I know your heart's to bleed, darling, don't you care? With love in your tears. With love in your tears. Blood and tears, blood and tears.
Fantastic late night ballads on the Great Wall of Metal tonight. I'm the heavy metal wizard. That's Danzig. You betcha. You betcha, baby. Glenn Danzig there on the vocals. John Christ on guitar. Eerie Vaughn on bass, and Chuck Biscuits, of course, on the drums from the second Danzig album, produced, of course, by Rick Rubin. One of the great sophomore metal albums. The only single from that album was Her Black Wings. And from what I remember, that's because Deaf American, back in the day, they were busy releasing and re-releasing and re-releasing and re-releasing again Mother, the song Mother from Danzig, for like 4 or 5 years in a row, from like 89 to like 94, till they finally broke it. And then prior to that, LA Guns, like I said, from their debut album back in 1988, just one of those situations with a great album that just came out at the wrong time. It was just overshadowed by a lot of other bands of the same ilk. That track, One Way Ticket, that we played, was not released as a single because, most likely, because it was co-written by Paul Black, who was the original singer for LA Guns before Phil Lewis joined the band. And Phil probably said, we're not releasing one of his tunes as a single. I'm pretty much positive that that's the reason that that one didn't come out as a single back in the day, in the late 80s. And it just got overshadowed, of course, by GNR and Bon Jovi and Poison and all the other hard rock MTV bands that came out at the time. But like I said, when you go back and listen to even the first 2 LA Guns records, they are freaking fantastic. You know? All right. Speaking of freaking fantastic, how awesome is Opeth? I think they put out the best 3-album run of any band in progressive hard rock or progressive metal. I'm talking about Pale Communion, and then Sorceress, and then In Cauda Venenum, which is the album that the band put out late in 2019. It's still the last album they put out. I'm sure the band will be back with something pretty soon. But on In Cauda Venenum is one of the great ballads that you will ever hear. The track is called Lovelorn Crime, and like all Opeth tracks, it's slightly long. But one of the great ballads, and that's why we're putting it on the Great Wall of Metal tonight.
Is calling for your name. The empty paper waiting on the bed, it sets the waiting game.
Great Wall of Metal.
When evening falls, she'll run to me like whispered dreams your eyes can't see. Soft and warm, she'll touch my face, a bed of straw against the rain. We believe we'd catch the rainbow, ride the wave to the sun, sail away on ships of wonder. But life's not a wheel with chains made of steel. So bless me, come the dawn, come the dawn, come the dawn, come the dawn. We believe we'd catch the rainbow, ride the wind to the sun, and sail away on ships of wonder. But life's not a wheel with chains made of steel. So bless me, oh bless me, bless me. Come the dawn, come
first Rainbow album, titled Ritchie Blackmore's Rainbow, from way back. It came out in April of 1975. It amazes me that they released that record less than a year after Ritchie left Deep Purple, and he shacked up with the guys in Elf and wrote and recorded that album, and it is such a classic. More known, of course, from Man on the Silver Mountain, but that track is just sweet. And I believe that's where Ronnie James Dio really became a true metal superstar. Right then and right there on that track. All I can say is, wow, catch the rainbow right here on the Great Wall of Metal. And we're live at a smoky Gotcha Metal Studios here in SoCal. Before the rainbow was Opeth with Lovelorn Crime, like I said, off the Incauda Venenum album from back in 2019. And I don't think there's another band that I'm more highly anticipating new music from other than Opeth. I mean, they are probably the band right now that I'm most looking forward to something, because they've just gotten so much better with every record they've put out since like the 90s. It's been pretty incredible. I know that the hardcore death metal thrashers out there poo-pooing the last few records from Opeth, but I really dig them, and they're great for late night listening like we're doing right now as we're well past midnight here on the West Coast. And I think this is doing the trick for me. You know, I wanted to be sung some lullabies, and these are the best of the best. So many great ballads been put out through the years by so many talented heavy metal bands. And here's one we're going to get to now. Not so much metal than they are hard rock, maybe modern rock, right? But one of the great albums of the 2000s is Songs for the Deaf by Queens of the Stone Age. And with that lineup that they put out on that record, of course, Josh Homme, and Nick Oliveri, Dave Grohl, Mark Lanigan. I mean, that's set for classic right there. But this album's got a storyline. You know, it's got your really fast, punky metal tracks on it. It's got some big riff rock radio hits on it. But does it have a ballad? You ask. And at first you might say no. But, ladies and gentlemen, if you go and check out the hidden track, it's this. A song about getting eaten up by mosquitoes. Josh Homme wrote a ballad about it called Mosquito Song on the Great Wall of Metal.
Mosquitoes come and suck your blood and leave you there all alone, just skin and bone. When you walk among the trees, listen to the leaves. The further I go, the less I know, the less I know. Where will you run? Where will you hide? Lullabies to paralyze. Fat and soft, pink and weak, foot and thigh, tongue and cheek. You know I'm told they swallow you whole, skin and bone. Cutting boards and hanging hooks, bloody knives, cooking books, promising you won't feel a thing at all. Swallow and chew, eat
Wait a minute. Hold on a second now. Hold on a second. It's the Heavy Metal Wizard, by the way, on the Great Wall of Metal. I'm about to play this track from Vandenberg, and it's a great one. It's called Burning Heart. But as the song kicked in, I started singing to myself, Walk Along the Rocky Road. Because doesn't that intro sound like that? Or am I nuts? All right, let's go back to the original song, though. Hold on.
Walking down this rocky road, wondering where my...
I mean, I just noticed that. I don't know. It's something I had to bring out to everybody. Great song here. Vandenberg, debut album, 1982. Burning Heart on the Great Wall of Metal.
Does it feel the same when he calls your name? And does it feel the same when you play the game of love? When he holds you tight, does it feel alright? Just like it used to do when I was with you, making love to you. This burning heart of mine, it still hurts after all this time. This burning heart in me won't let me be. After all this time, you still hold my mind. I just can't seem to find the peace of mind I need so bad. Does it feel the same when he calls your name? And does it feel the same when you play the game of love? This burning heart of mine, it still hurts after all this time. This burning heart in me won't let me be, won't let me be. This burning heart of mine, it still hurts after all this time. This burning heart in me won't let me be. This burning heart of mine, it still hurts after all this time. This burning heart in me won't let me be, won't let me be. This burning heart of mine, it still hurts after all this time. This burning heart in me won't let me be. Won't you let me be?
Heavy Metal Wizard.
After all these one-night stands, you've ended up with heart in hand. Child alone on your own, retreating, regretful for the things you're not, and all the dreams you haven't got. Without a home, a heart of stone lies bleeding. And for all the roads you followed, and for all you did not find, and for all the things you had to leave behind. I am the way, I am the light, I am the dark inside the night. I hear your hopes, I feel your dreams, and in the dark I hear your screams. Don't turn away, just take my hand, and when you make your final stand, I'll be right there, I'll never leave. All I ask of you is believe. Your childhood eyes were so intense, like watering your innocence. For bits of string, grown-up wings you needed. But when you had to add them up, you found that they were not enough to get you in and pay for sins repeated. And for all the years you borrowed, and for all the tears you cried, and for all the fears you had to keep inside. Yeah, I am the way, I am the light, I am the dark inside the night. I hear your hopes, I feel your dreams, and in the dark I hear your screams. Don't turn away, just take my hand, and when you make your final stand, I'll be right there, I'll never leave. All I ask of you is believe. Yeah, I never wanted to know, never wanted to see. I wasted my time till time wasted me. Never wanted to go, always wanted to stay. 'Cause the person I am, or the parts that I play. So I plot and I plan, hope and a scheme, to the lure of a night filled with unfinished dreams. And I'm holding on tight to a world gone astray, as they charge me for years I can't pay. Yeah. I am the way, I am the light, I am the dark inside the night. I hear your hopes, I feel your dreams, and in the dark I hear your screams. Don't turn away, just take my hand, when you make your final stand, be right there, I'll never leave. All I ask of you is believe.
One of the all-time greats, no doubt. Sabotage with Believe, Johnny Oliva, Chris Oliva, Johnny Lee Middleton, Dr. Killdrums behind the kit. Of course, with help from Paul O'Neill. It was the third album that Paul produced for Sabotage, and it produced a megaton of great ballads on that album. Because Sabotage, as you might know, before 1988, had no ballads. And then from Gutter Ballet on, they put out quite a few. And you can make a double album for sure out of the great ballads from Gutter Ballet and Streets, that album. I mean, Streets alone, right? If I Go Away, Somewhere in Time, Tonight He Grins Again, New York City Don't Mean Nothing. I love that shit. I've been here since 81, been a long time. Oh, I love that stuff. And if you got a chance to see Sabotage back in the early 90s, like I did about 50 times, it was very common to see 500-600 people in the audience just breaking down in tears when they would play, like, When the Crowds Are Gone. And that track, of course, Believe. Such a classic. And before you get on me, I know the picture I pulled up here on the Great Wall of Metal has Keith Collins, the original bass player for Sabotage. And I couldn't find a black and white picture with Johnny Lee Middleton for some reason. So I just put that one up as I was running out of time. Hey, it's the Heavy Metal Wizard. And, of course, it's the Great Wall of Metal as we celebrate some fantastic late-night ballads tonight on the Gotcha Metal channel, live in SoCal on another beautiful, picturesque night. Warm, just a little bit muggy. I mean, it's perfect. Clear. My rash on my chest is healed from about 4 or 5 nights ago. 4 nights ago, to be exact, when I tried boogie boarding at dusk. It didn't work out too well for me. But I can't fall asleep tonight. Couldn't fall asleep. And I said to myself, how can I get myself in a more mellow mood? I said, maybe I'll listen to some mellow metal music. But that gave me the brilliant idea of throwing together a great wall of metal based on fantastic late-night style ballads from all the great metal bands that we know and love here at Gotcha Metal. Before the Sabotage, of course, was Vandenberg with Burning Heart. And I got to be honest, that's really the only Vandenberg song that I really know. Of course, Adrian Vandenberg, after his first couple of solo records, joined Whitesnake for about 6 or 7 years. He played on the self-titled Whitesnake album, you know, the big one with Here I Go Again, Still of the Night. And then he played on Slip of the Tongue a couple years later. And then he went back to Vandenberg. But I really don't know much about the Vandenberg catalog other than that track and the guy who sang for Vandenberg, which, of course, is a Dutch band that formed back in the late 70s, early 80s. And the guy who sang on that record, Bert Heerink, is his name. He sounds like Michael Bolton to me, but boy, that track is really good. And Queens of the Stone Age with Mosquito Song from Songs for the Deaf. Literally a hidden gem on that album, as it's buried in there at the end of track 13, something like that anyway. Next band we're going to get to here on the Great Wall of Metal, not very unlike Sabotage, but this band, I guess historically, is a lot bigger. This album was like quintuple platinum, talking about Empire from Queensryche. Everybody knows it for Silent Lucidity, Jet City Woman. But this track is the bang for my buck, baby. Is there anybody listening on the Great Wall of Metal?